Hey guys, this is Andrew with rockclass101.com. Today we're going to be learning 1,000 Years by Christina Perri. Now this song has been one of the most requested tunes that I've received, and as most of us know, it's tied to one of the Twilight movies. But I think what really makes this song so popular is the melody. It's just such a beautiful melody that I think this is going to be one of those rare pop tunes that actually stands the test of time. Anyways, with that said, let's talk about this lesson. So this lesson is part 1, and in part 1 we're going to be learning basically the first half of the song. So we're going to learn the complete intro and the verse. If you guys want to learn the rest of the tune, we're going to be covering that in part 2 of the lesson at rockclass101.com. Just look for the lesson on 1,000 Years. And you can also find the complete tabs there to print out and follow along with, and you can get access to the on-screen tab viewer. It's a really cool feature where you can hit play on the tab, you can watch the tab scroll across in real time, you can highlight bars to loop them, slow it down to whatever speed you want. Just a great asset in learning this song that much quicker. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into this lesson. We're going to kick off with the intro, but let's talk about the timing first. So this song is written in 6/8. So that means that we have 6 beats per measure and the 8th note gets the beat. So we would want to count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 beats per measure throughout the entire tune. So let's actually hear what that sounds like. I'm going to play just part of the intro, just the beginning of the intro. I'm going to count along as I play, and you can hear that each of these hits will last half of that measure, right? So we have 2 hits per measure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can hear that I'm hitting on beat 1 and I'm also hitting on beat 4, right? So the first hit will last for 1, 2, 3, and the second hit lasts for 4, 5, 6. So we have a nice and even rhythm throughout the entire intro. So let's go ahead and learn what is happening. So the first chord is just a C chord, so it's a higher voicing of a G shape. So all I did was take a G chord and I moved it all the way up the fretboard until it became a C. So if this stuff doesn't make sense to you guys, go ahead and check out this lesson on the caged method. It talks all about moving chords up the neck so you can play all these basic chords in 5 different positions up the neck. So the first chord is a C chord, and to make it, we're just going to take our second finger. We can take our second finger, put it on the 8th fret of string 2, and our index finger on the 7th fret of string 1. So those are good fingers to use. You could also use your ring finger on the 8th fret of string 2 and your middle finger on the 7th fret of string 1. So that fingering works as well. So you could use second first or third second. It's up to you guys. This is probably easier because as we transition to the next chord, which is a G, watch that ring finger. It's going to go down a half step, so it's going to be a really easy change. So I'm going to go ahead and use third and second finger. So I have open 4, open 3, 8, 7. So the first hit, we can do a strum. Remember, we hold that out for half the bar. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then on beat 4, we're going to hit again, but we're plucking only strings 1 and 2. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, pluck, 5, 6. So that bar again, I have strum, 2, 3, pluck, 5, 6. Okay, the second bar, it's going to be the same thing. You have a little pluck, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going down to our next chord, which is a G. So the easy way to change with these fingering is to lift that middle finger up, slide that ring finger down to 7, same string, and put your index finger on 5 on string 1. So now I have open, open, 7, 5. And for this one, I'm going to include the open 4th string in my pluck. So I'm going to pluck string 4, 2, and 1. Okay? So for bar 2, we start on 8 and 7, just plucking strings 2 and 1. And then we slide down to G, and we pluck 2, 1, and string 4. So if I play bars 1 and 2 together, guys, I have 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Going to our next chord, we're going to an A minor 7. So we all probably know that basic E minor, that staircase shape. All we're doing is moving that shape up the neck. So you're going to take that ring finger, put it on 9 on string 3, middle finger on 8 on string 2, and your index finger on 7 on string 1, and our G string will be open. So we can strum all 4 strings. And for this one, again, we're hitting on beat 1, so we have 1, 2, 3, and then guess what? We pluck 2 and 1 again. And that's going to hold out for the second half. So for bar 3, we have strum, 2, 3, pluck, 2 and 1 for the second half. Okay, again, bar 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for bar 4, we're going to start just as we did in bar 2. We're going to pluck 2 and 1. And then we're going to go down to that G chord. Okay, so this transition is going to be a bit harder because we're out of the first and second finger for that 8 and 7. So when you change, you're going to have to lift that middle finger up. That index will go down to 5 and your ring will go down on 7. So watch that change. I'm going to have to do a little bit more work, right? So one way to practice these chord changes is just to do what I'm doing right now. Just practice the actual change. You don't have to worry about playing it or anything. Just practice the change. And when you get comfortable, you can put in the playing. That way you can make sure that everything is ringing out clearly and you've got everything in time. So you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we put bar 3 and 4 together, guys, remember we start on that staircase for A minor. We have strum, 2, 3, pluck, 5, 6, pluck, 2, 3, G. Okay? So let's put bars 1 through 4 together. So we have C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A minor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, G. Okay, so let's play together. I'll count it and you'll play with me. Here we go. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. So next chord we're going to is an F. So we're going to lay that index finger flat on the 5th fret, strings 1, 2, and 3. And then take that pinky, put it on 8 on string 1. And we've got a G for our bass note. So that's going to be an open 4th string, right? So I've got open 5, 5, and 8. Okay, so for this, we're going to start with a strum. 1, 2, 3, pluck, 2 and 1, 4, 5, 6. The next bar, bar 6, is going to be the same thing. We're going to pluck 2 and 1. And then, this time around, we're going to lift up the pinky and play 7 on string 1 by itself. So let's put that in context. Let me go ahead and play 5 and 6, and then we'll break it down and play it again. So here's 5 and 6. I have 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So again, start with that bar chord. Strum, 2, 3, pluck, 5, 6. Pluck, 2, 3, 7. Right? And 7 is only the ring finger on string 1. So that finishes the 6th bar. Then we go into bar 7 and 8, and here's where our rhythm starts to change a bit. So here's what 7 and 8 sounds like. Okay, let me count it out. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4 and 5 and 6. So we've got more going on in these last couple bars. So for this one, we're going to take that same C chord. Remember how we started talking about moving that basic G chord up higher and becomes a C? We're going to do that same thing, but instead of using 3 fingers to form this chord, we're just going to lay our index finger flat. So your index is going to be flat on 7, strings 1, 2, and 3. And your middle finger will be on 8 on string 2, and our G string is open. So for this, we're going to strum, and then we're going to hold that out for the first half. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then for the second half, we're going to go strum, 2, and then open 4. So the second half is strum, 2, open 4. Okay? So if you guys are having a little difficulty with the bar chords, you can play it with 3 fingers. That's fine. I'm calling out to do it with the bar because the next chord moves us down to a G5. And you can see that that finger, if we play from a bar chord here, going to the G5, it's a very easy change, less movement than having to do a whole shuffle with our hand. So again, I have for bar 7, 1, 2, 3, strum, 2, 4. Right? So you can hear the last half is hitting on beats 4, 5, 6. So I'll count it out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Now we're going down to G5. So G5 is going to be our index on the 2nd fret of string 3, middle finger on the 3rd fret of string 2, and your pinky on the 5th fret of string 1, and our G string will be open. So for this one, we can start with a strum, and that strum is going to last for half of the measure. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then we have this little pull-off lick. Okay? So let's talk about the rhythm of that and then learn it. So the rhythm is going to be 4 and 5 and 6. So if I put the last bar, bar 8 together, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So a little bit of quickness happening, right? So another way to think of it is just as a beat, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So you guys could clap that, or you could think of it, sing it out loud like ba, Da 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 da, ba, 2, 3, ba da 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 da. Right? So either way works. You guys can count it, you guys can sing it, you can feel the beat. As long as you get that timing right, that's all that really, really matters here. So to do this lick, we're gonna go 3, 2, 0 on string 1. So go ahead and put your middle finger on 3 on string 1, and you're gonna pull off to the 2nd fret, and then pull off to the open string. So 3, 2, 0. So remember, pull off, you're pulling down a little bit, not straight up. So you're pulling down a little bit, and that's gonna give it that nice even sound for every note. And remember, you pick one time only. After that, you're gonna hit open 4 and open 2. And that last note's gonna last just a little bit longer. Okay, so I have 3, 2, 0, open 4, open 2. 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, so the last bar, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, so let's put bars 5 through 8 together, and then 1 through 8. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, now let's go ahead and play 1 through 8, so the entire intro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So counting is a great way to practice this one just because it is so spaced out, and it's a slower paced tune, so that intro, it's really easy to help keep you on time if you count. You can also use a metronome, or if you are a premium member on Rock Class 101, you can use the tab play along to play along with me and just loop it. You can also change the little play along to synthetic, and you can put on a metronome too, so you can play along with that with the sheet music. So there's just a lot of options that you have to help you guys keep in time. That's probably the hardest part. None of the chords and stuff are super hard in the intro, or any of the playing is super hard. It's really just that timing. And we have to always remember that music is 3 parts. It's melody, harmony, and rhythm. And people tend to put a lot of focus on melody, which is the melody, like think of the melody she sings, right? Harmony is the chords that we play along with the vocal melody she sings. And then the last part is the rhythm. So the rhythm is what is the trickiest, and it's what people tend to not put as much emphasis on. So definitely, this is actually a really great song for working on timing. So a metronome is your best friend, so try to count along with it. So if counting is new too for you guys, then check out this lesson that I wrote on understanding rhythmic notation. All right, so that is our intro. Let's go ahead and move on to the first verse. All right, so our first verse starts with a repetitive pattern where we're going to be playing 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6 end. So that's going to be the theme for the first part. So let's just go ahead and play it, and then I'll show you guys how to do it. So I'm just going to play the first 2 bars for the verse. So here's what it sounds like. Okay, so if I count it, I have this 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. So it's a lot, right? Let's slow it down a little bit. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. All right, so here's what's happening. Our first chord is an F sus2. So to make this, we're going to take our index and put it flat on strings 1 and 2 on the 3rd fret. And take your ring finger, put it on 5 on string 3. And we have an open G string above it. So I have open 5, 3, 3. So the first hit, we can do a strum. After that, we're going to be doing some finger picking out of this chord. So we're going to go string 3, string 2, string 4, string 1. So we have 3, 2, 4, 1. So in essence, we have strum 3, 2, 4, 1. So that first hit's going to be a little bit longer, right? 1, 2, and 3, and, right? Strum 3, 2, 4, 1. So you can hear in bar 1, that just doubles twice like I just played, 2 times in a row. Okay, my finger picking approach for most of this song is a 3-finger approach. So I'm using the thumb, second, and third finger. So my thumb gets string 4 and 3, my middle finger gets string 2, and my ring finger gets string 1. So those are my 3-finger approach. A lot of people will tend to use thumb first and second. So thumb would get 4 and 3, index would get string 2, middle would get string 1. So it's up to you guys. I just prefer this one. So again, we have strum 3, 2, 4, 1, strum 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay? The next bar, bar 2, starts the same. So the first half is strum 3, 2, 4, 1. And then we have our first little melody that's going to go in there. Okay, so it starts with a slide. We can use our pinky or our ring finger. Generally, I like to use the pinky because it's readily available. So I'm going to slide with my pinky 5 to 7 on string 1. Then I'm going to come back to 5. I could use my middle finger and then go to the 3rd fret of string 1. So it's all on string 1. So I have slide 5 to 7, 5, 3. So let's watch it in action. This is bar 2. Okay, you see that I chose to use my index finger to come back for those 2 notes. So I have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. So that might be the easiest way to play it. Strum 3, 2, 4, 1, slide 5, 3. Okay, so there's bar 1 and 2. Let's put it together again. Okay, let's take a look at the next bar. So bar 3 and bar 4. So bar 3 and 4 have a similar theme to the first and second bar. So it's going to start the same, and our chord is only 1 note different. So we're playing a C chord right here, and the difference between the F sus2 is only 1 note. So go ahead and bar that index finger again on string 1 and 2, fret 3. Use your middle finger for 4 on string 3. There's the 1 note different. So this time around, we've got open 4, 3, 3. So we're doing the same pattern, guys. Strum 3, 2, 4, 1, strum 3, 2, 4, 1. Right? So there's bar 3. Same rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and. Okay? Bar 4 starts again the same. 1, 2, and 3, and. Then this time we have again a slide lick, but the rhythm is trickier. It's not so straightforward where it was 4, 5, 6. This time around we have 4, 5, and. So it's tricky. Let's go ahead and listen to what it sounds like. So here's bar 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So let's go ahead and break this one down. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So what happens here is we have a big jump up the neck. We're going to go 8 to 10 on string 1. So that's going to be our ring finger. So we slide, and then we're coming back to 8 with our middle finger, and then 7 with our index. So it's all on string 1. So slide 8, 7. So 8 to 10, and then coming back. But it's a quick hits. So we want to go 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so remember the first time around we had the slower for the first part. We had 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 5, and 6. So that's the difference. You can hear that second melody be quicker. So another way to think of it too is just listen to the original tune and listen to the vocal melody that she sings. Listen to the first time around, listen to the second time around. You can start to get that rhythm ingrained in your head. It's very tricky. This is probably one of the trickiest parts rhythmically speaking. So let's go ahead now and just play bars 1 through 4, and then we're going to look at the next half for the verse. So here's bar 1 through 4. Okay, so one thing too is that last note for the 4th bar before we get to the slide lick. Since your goal would be to play this at a little bit of a faster tempo, it's not a fast song, but omitting that last bar or playing it kind of as a muted first string to give you enough time to jump up for that may be a good idea. So what does that mean exactly? 1, 2, and 3. And you see when I move up for that last hit, 1, 2, and 3, and if I move up, I have more time to catch that slide in time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So in essence, I'm hitting the end of 3 as just a muted first string because I'm moving my hand up during that time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Make sense? Okay, so again. All right, so for bar 5, we're going back to that staircase shape for A minor 7. So it's the same chord that we did in the intro. So that's 9, 8, 7, and the open G string. So we have the same rhythm as the first 4 bars, where we're going 1, 2, and 3, and, right? So that first half is strum, 3, 2, 4, 1. So it's the same pattern. The only difference is that first hit, that strum, is strings 4 to 2. Strum, 3, 2, 4, 1. Strum, 3, 2, 4, 1. Remember, same rhythm, 1, 2, and 3, and. Then we're going to finish it up by going 4, 5, 6. So we're walking a melody down string 1. 10, 8, 7. Strum, 3, 2, 4, 1, 10, 8, 7. Strum, 3, 2, 4, 1, 10, 8, 7. Okay? So without me calling. Okay, our next bar has a bit of a tricky rhythm. Here's what it sounds like. So it's a little bit confusing. Let's go ahead and break down the count of this. 4, 5, 6, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and. Okay, that's a lot to take in, especially at that speed. So, in essence, this is what's happening. We're hitting on beat 1, and our first chord is a G with an added 11. So, take your ring finger, put it on 7 on string 2, and your index on 5 on string 1. The 2 strings above are open. So let's go ahead and strum this chord on beat 1. So we have 1, and let's count it all as 1/8 notes. The next hit will be an open 4th string. We're going to hit that on the end of 2. So I have 1 and 2 and, right? 1 and 2 and. So again, strum and 2 and. After that, I'm going up to 8 and 7. So that same first hit of the song, right? 8 and 7 that we had for that C chord, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and then I'm going to follow it up by going back to string 4. So in essence, you see after the first strum for this G chord, I'm going to this C chord, I'm going 4 pluck strings 2 and 1, and then back to 4. So I have strum, 4, pluck 4. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So that first hit just lasts long time, right? It lasts quite a bit. And the other hits are quick hits. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And then it's going to do the same rhythm, but we move down. So we have basically playing out of this G chord right here, but we're only playing the bottom 2 strings. So we're playing string 2, the 3rd fret, and string 1, the 2nd fret. So again, plucking these 2. So here's the thing you could do. You could just move that shape down all the way to 3 and 2. It's going to be the easiest way. So I have strum, 4, pluck, 3, 3 and 2, right? 3rd fret, 2nd fret, but it's strings 2 and string 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So there's the rhythm. Again, strum, 4 pluck, 4 pluck. And then guess what? It's going to go again 4 pluck 4. But this time we're going to move up to 5. So watch that ring finger. Goes from 3, slides up to fret 5, add the index to 3 on string 1. So that can be the transition that you practice. Okay, so I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Okay, so it's 4 pluck 4, and I'm plucking 5 and 3 for that last hit. So again, let's cover that bar. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. So very tricky, right? Starts on 7, 5, 1 and 2, 4 pluck, 4 pluck, 4 pluck, 4, and it ends on 5, 3. So you can practice that transition, 7, 5, 8, 7, 3, 2, 5, 3. So get used to that, and it's going to make it so much easier. Then you can go back and add the rhythm and playing off of string 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. So that covers everything for bar 6. The next bar, 7 and 8, goes back to basically the same stuff we saw for the first part of the verse, where we're going 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and. So we're going back to that for the next couple bars. So let's just go ahead and play the last 2 bars, and then we're going to cover it, because it's actually not too hard. It's very similar to before. So the last part sounds like this. Okay, so for this part, think of it just as like a basic F chord. But the difference is that we're going to get rid of our middle finger. So all you have is the index on the 1st fret of string 2. So we're going to pluck 1 and 2, and then we've got that same pattern, 3, 2, 4, 1 out of it. 1, 2, and 3, and this time around 2, we can add a strum for the next hit. Strum, 3, 2, 4, 1. So the first time, pluck, 3, 2, 4, 1, strum, 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay, and then again for the next bar, we do the same. Strum, 3, 2, 4, 1. So the first bar and the second bar sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to this cool little pull-off lick. Okay, so this is going to be our middle finger on 8 on string 1. So we're going to pull off to 7. And then play 8 on string 2, and then open 1, and open 4. So 8 to 7, 8 on 2, open 1, open 4. And when I get to those opens, I'm going to slide my hand back down because I'm going to repeat the verse again. So watch how I'll move my hand back. Right? 4 and 5 and 6, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and then I'm back into it, right? So there's a lot in this verse, right? Let's go ahead and play the second half and then the full verse. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. All right, that's a lot, right? And even to count. But again, guys, I can't stress enough, counting is super beneficial, especially for tricky songs like this. All right, so that was the second half. Let's just play through the first half, and I won't count it out. I'll just play through, let's play through the whole thing. I won't count it out. I'll just play through the entire thing. Then we're going to talk about ending 2. So basically, guys, once we get through it, I'm going to play the 8 bars, and then when you repeat the verse, you're playing bars 1 through 6, and then you have an alternate ending for bars 7 and 8. So we're going to learn that, and then we'll basically be done with part 1. Okay, so after that, guys, you're going back through bars 1 through 6. So remember, bar 6 was that part, and then you go into ending 2. So ending 2 starts the same. It goes, right? So we're basically into that F chord without the fourth string, right? So we have pluck, 3, 2, 4, 1, strum, 3, 2, 4, and there's one note difference. You're going to add your ring finger to the second fret of string 1. So on that very last hit, that very last note, pluck, 3, 2, 4, 1, strum, 3, 2, 4, right? So that very last one, and then add your middle finger to the second fret of string 4. So now we have this F with an added sharp 11. So these fingerings, basically think of it as an F chord with that ring finger added to the second fret of string 1. The next chord in this bar is going to remove that finger, that ring finger, and put your pinky on the third fret of string 1. So it goes to a basic F chord. It just has an extra C note in there. So again, the first chord of this 8th bar for ending 2 is F with the sharp 11, then to a basic F with your pinky added to the 3rd fret. So here's what this bar sounds like. Let's just go ahead and play ending 2, bars 7 and 8 together. That way you can get a context of how it sounds. So you can hear da 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 ba 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 ba, right? So that's the way to think of it as a beat, and to think of it as the rhythm, we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and, right? So the second bar is where we have a different rhythm, and it's a bit tricky. So here's what this one is: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and. So it's tricky because one of those notes in the middle of it is going to hang out longer. 1, 2, and 3, and. So you're hitting on beat 1, and then beat 2, and. You're holding the end into 3, so it's a tie, and then you're hitting on the end of 3. 1, 2, and 3, and. 1, 2, and 3, and. So if I play it with the actual chord, 1, 2, and 3, and. Strum, strum, 1, 1. That's what we get. 1, 2, and 3, and. And then it doubles for the repeats for the next one, which is out of that F. 4, 5, and 6, and. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and. So very tricky stuff, right? So it's okay if you feel a little confused. Just think of it as that beat. Da 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 da. It's totally fine too, right? If something is really hard and it's easier to think of a beat, just go ahead and think of it as that beat. So again, we're going to make this F with the sharp 11. So we're going strum, strum, 1, 1. So that's a very simple way to think of it. Strum, strum, 1, 1. And then I make it the F, and we have strum, strum, 1, 1. Okay? So if I tie 7 and 8 together, guys, I have 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and. So again, if I don't count it, okay, and again, if I call out strings and strums, I have pluck, 3, 2, 4, 1, strum, 3, 2, 4, 1, strum, strum, 1, 1, strum, strum, 1, 1. Okay, after that, we're going to basically ending of the verse, guys. So it sounds like this same rhythm. Strum, strum, 1, 1, strum, strum, 1, 1, strum, and then we're done. So the next chord is an A minor 7. So we're going to take that middle finger, put it on fret 4 of string 3, ring finger on 5 on string 2, index finger on 3 on string 1. So again, we have strum, strum, 1, 1, strum, strum, 1, 1. This time we hang on that chord for both times, right? Strum, strum, 1, 1, strum, strum, 1, 1. And then take it to a basic G and hold that out for a full bar. Strum, strum, 1, 1, strum, strum, 1, 1, strum. So from ending 2 for 7 and 8 for the verse into the last 2 bars, sounds like this. Okay, so that's basically everything that we get for the verse, guys. And a couple things I want to say real quick before we finish up about that last part. It's okay to not get all of the hits. Like if you want to add some muted strums when you switch chords from that F to that A minor to the G, that's fine. So it sounds something like this if I add muted strums at the end. Right. So think of it kind of like when you're strumming along to songs that like chord songs, right? You kind of do those little muted strums to help you transition in time easier. So you can carry on those little tips and tricks into this piece as well. So that's perfectly fine. Anyways, guys, that's everything for this lesson. So we've learned the complete intro and we learned the verse, the first verse with both endings. So basically, this video ends where the chorus begins. So if you would like to learn the chorus and the rest of the tune, we're going to be covering that in part 2 of the lesson. Just go to rockclass101.com, look for 1,000 Years, and you can get access to part 2 of the video lesson there. You can find the complete tabs to print off and follow along with, and get access to that on-screen tab viewer. All right, guys, I will see you in part 2. Thanks.